There is a specific kind of silence that exists only in the center of a crowd. It isn't the absence of sound, but the accumulation of it, so many private lives humming at once that they cancel each other out. We spend our days walking through the architecture of other people's intentions. The height of the ceiling, the width of the sidewalk, the timing of the light. We are guests in a world built by people who are already dead. Does the stone remember the mason, or does it only know the wind? We are born into a sentence that started long before us. We spend our lives trying to find the punctuation. A comma here, a pause for breath, perhaps a semicolon, that hopeful lean to a thought that isn't ready to end. But the ink is always drying. Watch the way a hand lingers on a doorframe. It is a small ghost of a gesture. We are obsessed with becoming. We treat the present like a waiting room for a version of ourselves that hasn't arrived yet. But what if the waiting room is the destination? What if the soul isn't a solid object, but the light that passes through a moving fan? You can't grab it, but you can see the flicker. Consider the horizon. It is a promise that recedes the moment you move toward it. It exists only because your eyes have a limit. Is truth the destination, or is it just the point where we get too tired to keep asking questions? There was once a man who spent his life digging a well in the middle of a desert. His neighbors brought him maps of underground rivers. They brought him divining rods and geological surveys. He ignored them all. He didn't want the water. He wanted the hole. He wanted to see how much of the earth he could remove before the sky felt closer. He wanted to see if emptiness had a weight. When he finally finished, he sat at the bottom and looked up. He realized that the circle of blue above him was the same sky everyone else saw, but because he was in the dark, the stars were visible in the middle of the afternoon. Perhaps we only see clearly when we've dug ourselves into a place where the sun cannot reach us. We look at faces and see biographies, but a face is just a mask made of time. Every person you pass is a locked library. You see the spine, the title, the wear on the binding. But you will never know the ending of their story. You are a background character in a tragedy you'll never see, and a hero in a comedy that no one is watching. Why do we touch? To prove the boundary exists, to confirm where I end and you begin. But skin is porous. We are constantly exchanging atoms with the chair, the air, the stranger on the bus. We are leaking into the world. We are less like islands and more like weather patterns swirling into one another and calling it a conversation. List the things that cannot be photographed. The smell of rain on hot asphalt before it starts to pour. The exact moment a secret becomes a burden. The weight of a phone call that doesn't come. A space between two people who used to love each other. We try to archive our lives. We take pictures of our food, our sunsets, our smiles. We are terrified of being forgotten. But the universe is a master of forgetting. It erases mountains with water. It erases civilizations with dust. Is a sunset less beautiful if no one records it? Or is the lack of a witness the very thing that makes it sacred? Ancient cartographers used to draw monsters at the edge of the map. Hic, sunt, dracones. Here be dragons. They weren't warning people about lizards. They were warning people about the unknown. They were saying, beyond this line, our logic fails. Beyond this line, the names we give things no longer apply. We have mapped the globe, but we haven't mapped the edges of our own consciousness. We still have dragons in the kitchen. We still have monsters in the way we look at the person across the breakfast table. We think we are moving forward. Time isn't a line, it's a spiral. We keep passing the same points, just from a slightly different height. There is a room in every house that never gets finished, a box that never gets unpacked, a letter that stays in the draft folder. These are the most important parts of us, the almosts. The life you didn't lead is sitting in a chair right next to you. It drinks the coffee you didn't make. It marries the person you let walk away. It is a shadow life, perfectly intact, perfectly silent. Sometimes, in the middle of a mundane Tuesday, you can feel the draft from the door that led to that other life. You shiver, and you call it getting older. But maybe it's just the soul checking its work. If you look at a painting too closely, it becomes dots. If you look at a word too long, it becomes a sound. If you look at a life too hard, it becomes a series of coincidences. The light is changing now. It always is. We are looking for a key, but we haven't found the door yet. Or perhaps the door is wide open, and we're just waiting for someone to give us permission to walk through. Don't wait. The permission was written on the back of your own hands. The film ends. The screen goes dark, but the projector is still humming. That hum is the only answer we were ever going to get. And it is enough.